Well, the tinfoil is up, my creepy friends. Can only mean one thing. We are doing a creep dive, and we're going to be talking about Gabriela Rico Jiménez in just a minute.
Creep dive into mystery and conspiracy and deep, dark stuff. Let's dive. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, tarot fiends. So in 2009, a beautiful model walked into a high-profile party in Monterrey, Mexico, and walked right into a legend. What happened sparked rumors of the elite, organized crime, secrets too dangerous to speak aloud. So tonight, we are going to use some psychic insight and the tarot and something very special to explore what really happened to Gabriela Rico Jiménez. So we'll talk a little bit about her, because since this happened back in 2009, you may have forgotten about this situation. It was the evening of August 3rd, 2009, outside the Fiesta Inn Hotel in Monterrey, Nuevo Leon. A distressed young woman, later identified as model Gabriela Rico Jiménez, appeared screaming incoherently about elites, powerful people. Her outburst included eating the humanos. If you guys are following me, brush up on your Spanish. That there were world leaders there. One of the quotes is, "They ate a person, they ate humans, they smelled like human flesh." So the initial response, she was quickly detained by the police, who she was very, very reluctant to go along with. She did gesture to an individual in the hotel saying, "You knew about this, you knew about this." She was frantic. She was barefoot. She was not dressed in any kind of high-end look. She had shorts and a t-shirt on. She was reportedly taken to a psychiatric center, possibly in the Buenos Aires neighborhood. Since then, there's no follow-up, no official updates, and it is unknown whether she was admitted, treated, released, and she has disappeared entirely. Speculation across Reddit, podcasts, and other fringe sources suggests there was a mental health breakdown, and that she was taken away for her own good. And some people say that she was silenced to protect the elite. So the video is pretty intense, and I will link it down below. So we do want to see what she saw that night. Now, I want to be as respectful as possible for a couple of reasons. First of all, I value my own life. And if we are talking about hanging out with elites and things like that, really don't want any trouble in that area. Thank you very much. But there's possibly some substance use here. If she was hanging out with people in certain circles, there may have been some substance abuse going on, and it may have triggered a psychotic break. So the fact that she has disappeared also could be tied into a psychotic break. But it also could be her family has taken her. Now, she was a model. So sometimes models live a little fast and furious, or fast and loose. So, there may be some of that. She was only 21. So I think she was 21, no older than 23. So there are definitely some things that we're going to look at here. So I'm going to bring up the card view. If you're triggered, don't watch this. I don't do the deep, dark stuff all the time. So this is a special treat for you. And I'm really late in the day to this. So let's see what we get. I'm going to bring up the card view. Please hit that like button as I bring it up. Thank you very, very much, boys and girls. I hope you guys are having an amazing weekend, or start to your weekend. So it wouldn't be a real true crime video if I didn't have my good friend Alicia Wicker here with her true crime and conspiracy deck. on hand. So we are going to take a bunch of these suckers out and giddy up Buttercup. Let me take some of her other decks out of here. Alicia has a lot of decks. If you're not following her on YouTube, highly recommend it. Highly recommend it, especially if you like this creepier stuff. So let's see if we can find out where Gabriela is. We got a couple of packs here. So Alicia has a standard deck and also an expansion pack. So buckle up because she may get more of these expansion packs. So we're just going to have a couple of stacks here that I will dip into as needed. We'll put some quartz in there, some pink quartz in there to keep that happy, right? Everybody likes a little pink quartz. So let's first find out where Gabriela is right now. We are looking for major arcanas here. Major arcanas to tell us where this gal is. Gabriela, speak to me, my darling. Speak to me. Where are you? 5 of Swords, 7 of Cups. Oh, boy. Okay. So I'm going to say that she is still alive, but I do think that she is detained in a particular facility. I'm going to watch my words here very carefully. I do think she's detained in a facility surrounded by many, many people that are keeping her there. She is against many forces there, and there is a lot of confusion. Now, this could either be from mental confusion, a mental situation, or this could be from substances, drogas. So this is what bothers me the most, is that it says she's still working. So 2009, that's a good amount of time ago, guys. We're in 2025. Still working. What do they have her still doing? What is she still doing there? I don't get the sense that this is working on herself or her mental situation. She's being put to work. And the Tower card, others are doing it, and she is in a great deal of distaste about the whole thing. So I do think perhaps being forced to be someplace where she doesn't want to be. How is, okay, I don't know how to frame this. Is her mental state situational, or was it an organic thing? Did she see something and become disturbed, or was she disturbed under it all? Boom. I may not publish this video. I don't think she was supposed to leave this party. I think she got out of the party. And went about shouting from the mountaintops. She had the information. She was not enthusiastic about what they were doing. She did not want to gain fame in that manner. She did think, because this was an upper echelon, a different class of people, she thought that this would be okay. Was she invited? How did she get invited? She had the opportunity to not go. That's why she was so upset, because she did have an opportunity to not go, and she had a great reason not to go. And she said, I'll go anyway. It'll be good for my career. It'll be good to make connections. Oof, what a night. So I don't think she was supposed to go home that night, guys. I think she may have been on the menu. What did they want her for? What did they want her for? She was going to be used as a tool. And I do think the reason she got out of there was because somebody actually liked her. There was someone who was actually fond of her, perhaps as the person who brought her into the situation, or I don't want to say initiated because that means something else, guys, but somebody had brought her into that situation. Someone who had told her about it and got her there. Whoever the one was, she was the plus one. So the last thing she was supposed to do was tell their story out on the street. Okay. You want to find out what happened at that party? I do. Here we go. Alicia Wicker to the rescue. And you know what that means, guys. We need a little... And that is the ever popular, very famous Alicia Wicker. Go buy some of her crystals. One deck. I told you this is a huge deck, but it's big deck energy. All right. What happened at this party? Look at this big stack of cards here. And for those of you who complain that I don't casino shuffle or that I'm jealous of your shuffling style, so be it. So be it. When you shuffle cards as often as I do, you don't need to be showy. My psychic abilities are showy enough. Show enough. All right. So what happened at that party? You guys ready? Figure if those black sedans are going to show up, they may as well show up for all of us. So let's go. Let's go, kids. All right. What happened at that party? There we go. Nuclear. There we go. I do not think that she is done. I think she's still out there, guys. I think she is under the care of some terrible people, and they're not letting her out, and they are using her for something awful. Because, you know, the taking off of the earth plane, that's kind of an easy thing, right? Like, I'm going to take you off the earth plane. Done. You go into another lifetime. Tra la 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 la. Somebody like me is like, yeah, all right, whatever. I fear not death. I just don't want it to hurt. But so for our girl here, making her a tool was far, far worse. Far, far worse. So they had to fake her. So let's bring it back to the beginning. So we'll put that over there. We'll put that over there. So what happened at this party? What was going on? Rival. There was a contest so it was like the dinner for schmucks. There was a contest. They were all supposed to bring someone. They're supposed to bring ancient mystery. They were all supposed to bring someone who was going to be. They were all supposed to bring someone, and there was a contest to see who could bring the best one. Gross. Gross. So after they got there, a lot of money talk, about how to get money from places, one place to another. And then the cheese course. There was a requirement of witnessing. There was a requirement of that. This cryptozoology is kind of neat because I think the helpers there are genetically modified. So I don't know if we're talking about lizard people or something like that, but I do think that the people that were in there were I almost want to say like the wait staff, the servants, the people that were helping. They are not entirely human. So not lizard people, because we all know they're the elites, right? Not the elites. So that became helpful or apparent for her. She started to realize what was going on when she sensed that those individuals were not wholly human. That was when her panic set in. Paper trail. That's not a real paper trail. Intergalactic travel. Interdimensional travel we're talking about here. The paper trail is evidence, again, witnessing. Oh my, that popped out. We'll just leave that right up there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's what it is. That's what it is. So there was a period where that was happening, but that was not like at the dinner table. It was like a dinner party, guys. There was like an itinerary to it. And this was one of the events. Was everyone went into one room. Was she game for that? Was she game for that? Yeah. So there is something about this and magic. There are practices that they do. And I do think that took place in this particular situation. I think that they were raising the energies. Let's put it that way, raising the energies in the room. I'm going to just pause for 1 second because I'm going to get another deck. So I read with this deck one time and it was bang on awesome. Those of you that are fans of the Y-Files, this is the Go Hecklefish deck. It's not a divination deck, but the last time I pulled it out, I immediately got lizard people. So let's throw this one into the mix a little bit. Oh, those are information cards. We're going to throw this into the mix. Maybe. I know AJ doesn't believe in psychics. He thinks we're all fake. But what's the Go Hecklefish deck going to tell us? What's it going to tell us? Let's see. What's it going to tell us? What can you tell us about this night, Go Hecklefish? What can you tell us about this night? I really want to pull the bottom one. Relics. The bet spear. Some relics there. What else do we got? Aliens and the Black Knight satellite. So that makes sense. And then we got monoliths and Stonehenge, which is an energy circulating machinery. So put these guys on the side. We're just going to put Happy Fish right there in Alicia's special container. So when did the party really get started? After this part, people were slipping out the door, disappearing. People were slipping out the door and disappearing. That was when people started to freak out. Incoming message, boat, incoming message. And that one, I can't say that one at all. I think that there was someone who ran amok to get out of there and figured it was better to burn out than to fade away. Forced to watch. Forced to watch. She did say that there was a queen there. There was a queen that had something to do with it. Boom. Bloodline with that guy. Tainted love. And then, yeah, I think that the fire is actually the part where they were cooking. And I think that there was a lot of this going on the whole time. There's something about being held down and held with the face up. So I'm going to get graphic here, guys. So if you want to jump out, so bent over onto the table and held with the face up, there's a lot of hands on her. So that trauma alone, but forced to watch. So let's talk about the polizei that was right outside. The polizei were outside the hotel, coming to rescue her, coming to get her. Take her alive, sweet talker. And she said, I'm not going with you. Hangman, she knew she was in big trouble. This was against her better judgment. She really did think that there were more people in that hotel on her side than weren't. They took their time. They're taking their time with her. They are not. That is her penance. It's a purgatory. It's a hell on earth that she's in. They are using her for something. I do think that they're extracting something from her. You know what I mean, guys? You know what I mean? Not trying to chrome over this or anything like that. We're using her for something. She is part of a donation service. Let's put it that way. Cleanup, contract, confession, gaslighting. Oof. Guys, this is brutal. I think they send people down to her and tell her that she's going to get out. They're I'm gonna rescue you, but it's all part of the engineering of that golden liquid that they're trying to extract. I know she's older. So it's a little different. You know, it's not like from those little people. But this is what they use her for. Terror extract, terror extract, terror extract. I almost feel like she has a port in her. But they send people down to tell her, we're going to get you out. We're going to get you out. You're on your way out. Wait for my call. Staged. Staged. She's not the only one. There's more down there. This is a dark, dark video, guys. Maybe the darkest video I've ever done. Whew. Let's all send her a little light. See if we can help her find some peace. I don't know how she's going to find some peace in this situation. Regrets. Regrets she went. Regrets. She thought she was in control. She thought it was going to be fun. Regrets, regrets, regrets. So what do we do? What do we do to get her out of there? Is there hope? No. No. She will never see the light of day. And I mean that because she's in some place that is dark and dank and very much like an oubliette, but they haven't forgotten about her. They are still right there. One card out of the big deck. And then we will wrap this reading up. I can't believe how fast it went. Law enforcement. What about those guys? What about those guys? I honestly kind of wish that my husband was here because I would like an answer on that. This was dark and disturbing. I knew it was going to be a little bit dark when I started, but this was pretty dark and disturbing. And I hope you guys ate it up with a spoon. I hope you enjoyed this. I didn't. This was not a fun reading. We'll get back to the fun stuff tomorrow. Greg and I are going to do the Hope Diamond tomorrow for Super Nat Sat. So hopefully we'll still be here and there won't be any weird occurrences or vehicles that pull up in front of my house or anything like that. So no helicopters above. See you guys in the future.